Hey all, a cup of coffee and a box with a knife. I guess this means that it's reviewing time, and today we're gonna have a look at the Bestech Zen, which is what is in this box. And just a minute, I just need a sip. Bestech are very well reviewed these days, but I still, since I got it, I still thought I could give you my 10 cents or 2 cents. And we see that it comes in a little box, just a cardboard box with some silica and a pouch, a plastic bag, and of course a knife, and suggestive shape in the box. Some commented on this on other videos. I won't talk a lot about that. No hidden innuendos in my channel. Bestech Zen. As you might see, and as you know that I have rather big hands, this is indeed a small knife. Not my usual sort of knife, but well, you can change, and you can change opinion anyway. So let's try to do some size comparisons for the first, so you can judge it size-wise. The Ontario Rat 1 should be familiar for most of you. And perhaps a cursor injection. I'll just put it there. As you may imagine or see, this is not a very big, just a well-known knife for most of you, Spyderco Tenacious. Still a lot smaller than that. So, just put them aside. What have we got here? A blade at around 2.1/8 of an inch, I think. I'm not that familiar with the imperial measurements. 5.1 centimeters as far as I remember. 5.2 maybe, all the way up to here. So not a very large blade. Little bit of a switch on the blade, which is I just need to focus. It is it's 35 VN steel, very good steel. On the other side we see the Zen name and the steel designation with very small letters down here is 35 VN. Very simple drop point blade shape, but very useful. Handle is titanium, and you can see it is beautifully anodized in a sort of a gold or bronze color with some blue accents on the switches up here and down here, and around the pivot a blue anodized color. This is a size Torx 6 screw at the back end, and we see a back spacer with a lanyard hole, very decent size lanyard hole. Actually, it might be an idea to, you can also put it on some keychain, I suppose, because of the size of this knife. And I am sorry, it's a bit scratched up, but it's because I used it a bit before making this review, and it is it is anodized titanium. It scratches a little bit, but you can just call it a bit of patina anyway. Came very sharp out of the box and still is. And if you turn it around, yeah, bit of wear and tear here and there. Not a very much purchase on the pocket clip, the usual brand of mine. It doesn't fit in pockets with very big seams, but I guess it also has to fit the knife a little bit, and it is a small knife. And a nice pocket clip with a decent amount of springiness. Pivot screw is just a flathead pivot flathead screwdriver, and I guess that can be seen as a good and a bad thing. It is easy to take apart, no Loctite on this one, but it's easy to get access to a flathead screwdriver, so I guess that's kind of okay. Lock bar insert, and the same kind of blue anodization on the switch down here and up here. Forgot to mention nice sharpening joint, almost, well, for smaller fingers, almost a choke up, but you really have to be careful, otherwise the edge of the blade will just tear at your, cut your finger there. So yeah, you can do it, but still it's so small that you might just choke up this way, and I can actually get to the end of the knife here. Action wise, well, in my hand, and I have big hands, I just have to place it correctly, then it flips open with a lot of authority, and it is very snappy and quite a smooth and nice action. Really no problem. A very, very decent flipper on ball bearings, no less, and that is of course a good thing. It helps the action immensely on this one. Ergonomically speaking, actually quite nice. As you can see inside my hand, 3-finger grip, but almost 4 fingers in my, as I said, a size 9 hand, so medium to large hand. But I have a lot of I had a lot of grip on it inside here, and I can even feel it with my pinky finger. So really quite nice in hand, no real hot spots. It fills the hands quite nicely, and reverse grip, nice as well. But of course it hides inside the hand here, but I can reverse grip it if I want to. And draw cut, not very good. So all in all, very nice action, very smooth, very great steel, good materials. Yeah, well, but maybe a little too small for me, but I still carried it quite a lot because, well, as you imagine, it is not that threatening. It's not the kind of knife that the police would consider very dangerous if you were stopped. Not that that ever happened to me, but still. And the finish, the build quality and everything is absolutely great. So I'm actually getting more fond of this knife than I thought. And one last thing to talk about with the handle is that the blade to handle ratio is, yeah, well, the blade is quite a lot shorter than the handle, but that's actually a good thing. A good long handle still with a short knife, a short blade. Well, that's gives you a nice grip on the knife. So in this case, actually not a bad thing. And you see more and more knives, especially in the smaller variants that have a lot of handle and not so much blade. I could mention the Pilar, which I'll review at a later time. Also a very big handle and a very short blade, but it gives you quite a lot of grip on the knife. So definitely recommendable for people who like knives in this size. And with this, have a nice day, evening, whatever it is in your country. Bye bye.